Wistoria, Wand and Sword Season 2 wastes no time putting us into the thick of things. The battle for Regarden was brutal, but that's because it took the possibility of losing everything for Will to go Super Saiyan.
Stress, adrenaline, and the power of suggestion are really strong drugs.
Despite the huge scale of the attack on the city, we did not learn any new information about the enemy mages. They caused extreme havoc and then left without us getting even a hint of new intel about the two of them or their organization, which bothered me. The emotions were high in these first 4 episodes during the invasion, and it almost felt like it had been planned as a movie that would have bridged 2 seasons originally, but then was merged with Season 2 instead. This made the pacing from episode to episode a bit odd, but not terrible.
Yeah, unfortunately it did feel like we slammed on the brakes a little after those opening episodes, but we did start moving again, just at a slightly slower pace.
After the opening battle and subsequent graduation, we've escaped the politics of the academy only to be swept up in the politics of the tower. Then we find out that just getting admitted to the tower isn't the end goal that Will thought it would be. Apparently, saving the entire city almost single-handedly is not enough, and now Will has to prove himself yet again by toiling away on the first floor of the tower.
I really want to know what the head of the Vander has planned, because it feels like he's purposefully holding Will back at this point with the constant interference that he is setting up. Especially because he seems to be fairly close with Finn, who knows more of Will's background, and you would think that that would make it so that Will could have a bit more recognition.
His friend group gets split up by the tower factions, so the only person he has left beside him is Julius. So they band together for a mini training arc in the hopes of being recruited at the second blooming. And I like their new teacher, Caradwyn. I feel like she eases the anxious environment of the colorless garden a bit, and she came with a fun twist. After overcoming yet another hurdle, Will finally gets his reunion, if only briefly. The fight between the Vander was definitely the best fight of this season. However, it was also pretty meaningless, especially since they ended up deciding the argument with rock, paper, scissors in the end anyway.
They really showed off the heights of what magic is capable of with the displays in this fight, which makes me think that the Terminalia Barrier Festival must take a ton of magic power to leave all of the Vanders too exhausted to have at least assisted in the fight. Or it was all a setup to see what Will is truly capable of.
I guess we'll see how much the faction separation actually affects Will's day-to-day life now that he's in the Lightning Squad, and how much interaction with the Vander that they'll get. I'd imagine having to smoke out a rat in the tower will make faction relations even more strained, though.
Will being forced into the Thunder faction is probably a good thing, as it's the only way that he and Elfaria can be Vanders at the same time.
Zeo will be more capable of teaching Will combat techniques too, so in the end it's probably for the best. Finn is also still looming as a potential threat to Will's autonomy, but he's still just maintaining his status as an observer for now. When I think back to rating the first season of Wistoria as one of the top 5 shows that aired in summer 2024, it makes me feel a little sad with the lack of progress made this time around. So season 2 was just a fine 6 out of 10.